Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Yes, guys, welcome back. So, this evening we have an interesting program here to present to you. The title of it is The Travesty of Justice was created by three politicians in the Kartel lizard case. So, guys, I'm going to give you all the detail of the case and I'm going to show you that in Jamaica, when things go bad, 99% of the times it is caused by politicians, unscrupulous politicians. So let us take a look this evening at the travesty of justice created by members of the PNP, which caused a domino effect that went across the other side from the these are execution and prosecutor right here you're looking at. From them to the defense team to the Supreme Court to the appeal court all the way to the Privy Council and what their reckless behavior cost Jamaica. So that is going to be our topic here tonight, guys. And I want you all to share this information. Make sure that you are liking up the live and give it a thumbs up, share it, and then we'll get into it. So let us do our greetings. See who's here so far. Welcome back, Miss Prissy D, Joseph, Derek. Good night. Yvonne, how are you? Miss Claudia, and welcome back. Yeah, guys, so I have to get another one here. You see these people, guys, who say them are politicians in our country. They have caused the most destruction in our country. They have cost us the most. And it's time for the Jamaican people to start being conscious and aware of what these people are and what they bring to the table. So, like I say, I'm going to open the phone lines for a little bit. And I just want to announce to you guys that our correspondent, Liz, located in Kingston, Jamaica, she's currently in Paris. So you probably won't hear from Liz until the end of the Olympic, which is not far away, but she'll be giving us some first-hand information here where the games are concerned, and I have an announcement to make regarding the games. So, if you are just joining this platform for the first time, welcome, guys. And if you are a returning subscriber and members, big up on yourself. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. So, guys, we're going to do a timeline, right? We're going to do chronological order so that we have clarity and we understand every step of the case so that we can put it together and you guys can really see and understand how reckless these people were and how deliberate they were on costing our country because they are corrupt, right? Remember over here, guys, we not talk nothing but facts. If I no facts, we not talk it. So that is the situation. Let us see if the moderator is here as yet. Um, no, I don't see the moderator as yet. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining. So, as you guys know, Vibes Cartel was arrested on. Hold on. I'm going chronological order here. Forgive me, guys. Some of these slides are just a little off, but we'll find our place. Um, I want to go back to 2011. That's where it all started. 2011. So this is the old Vibes Cartel. But we know, guys, this was Vibes Cartel when he just entered the arena. You know, wasn't as big as he ended up being. So let me just find our place here. Hold on, bear with me. Oh Lord. Hold on, guys. Let me just put this in the studio real quick so that we can see. Count off to see the timeline if it makes sense. In the meantime, guys, please give the live a thumbs up. Thank you. Oh wait, that's it, yeah. All right, guys. So this is how it all started. These are the key timelines in the case against Vibes Cartel, right? You all remember September 30th, 2011 is where it all started. Cartel was arrested in New Kingston at a hotel by members of the Flying Squad Division of Jamaica Constabulary Force. He was charged at the time for a small possession of marijuana confiscated in the hotel room where he was staying during the filming of his reality show. Remember when he was doing Teacher's Pet, right? Upon that arrest, he was later charged with the homicide of 27-year-old businessman Barrington Bossy Burton over there in Portmore. That is how it all started. That is how the whole game of justice started playing. September 30th, 2011. So the next timeline is March 23rd. Yeah, I believe it was March 23rd when we started realizing that um, this is getting serious. You know, March 23rd, 2012, he was granted bail for $3 million after being denied on October 4th of 2011. But he remained in jail in connection to a second homicide, which was that of Clive Lizard Williams, right? So that was March 23rd. Now, the next timeline that we want to look at here is 2013. July 24th, 2013, Kartel was found not guilty of the homicide of Barrington Burton, but remained in custody pending the situation with Lizard. Now let's fast forward a little bit. March 18th. No, not March 18th. I'm sorry. I think on November. Hold on there. April, May. Hold on, guys. I'm getting my time mixed up a little bit. Bear with me. So, April 3rd, 20. Wait there. May I get ahead of myself? Hold on. 2014. Anyway, so dancehall artist Kartel and the co-accused were sentenced to life on the 3rd of April 2014, and it was to serve a minimum of 35 years. So this is kind of the chronological order leading up to where we are now, right? So I want to show now a clip real quick, and then we'll come back and discuss, guys. I want you all to see that as Kartel had this case before the court, this is where people started to interfere with the course of justice, which caused a domino effect on the other side to respond in the same way. So have a listen, and I'll come back to you.
Jamaica is not out of many one people. Instead, it is an economically, ethnically, politically, and religiously divided country. So, whereas reggae spoke to the Garveyite message of one love, dancehall generally speaks to the bogle message of rebellion, which in my opinion is why it is sometimes feared, scrutinized, and demonized by our post-colonial masters and their subordinates. My music is controversial, but so was reggae, which interestingly was labeled rebel music back in the day. So reggae was also controversial before it was fully accepted, first by the lower class of people where it originated, then by the upper class of society.
So on the prevention side, we're trying to tackle a lot of what I spoke to earlier as the dysfunctional elements in the culture or the subculture of violence that has sprung up. One of those dysfunctional elements is we have tended to legitimize criminal gangs and criminal behavior. For example, coming back to scamming, which is one of my favorite things. When I became minister, a lot of people would say to me, why you don't leave the scamming alone? It's reparations for slavery. There are no victims. It doesn't do anything. Well, obviously, those people have their heads buried in the sand. I mean, it's really hammering our reputation internationally. It's feeding, we estimate, 40 to 50% of the violent crime, murders, shootings, rapes, assaults in St. James, which is the parish, which is the sort of center of the lottery scam operations. But I'm going to play for you some clips if we don't have any technical difficulties. The first clip I'm going to play for you is a song by Vibes Kartel. It's a very catchy song, right? Now imagine the impact that makes on the kids this side. They're starting to be literally brainwashed from their 5, 6, 7 coming up. Again, for those of you who may not know, this is Vibes Kartel. He's currently a guest of mine in the Correctional Services.
One thing, the Minister of National Security. I'm traveling with my colleague, Minister of Justice, Mark Golding. We're here to have a series of meetings in Washington, and we had offered the ambassador, and he, very kindly arranged through the consulate here to have a meeting with the Jamaican diaspora to give them an update on things that are happening in Jamaica, primarily about national security and justice, but also to deal with broader developments with the economy, with the IMF agreement, etc. Well, we have to be very careful that we don't allow criminals and criminal behavior to become legitimized and for criminal behavior to be accepted or at least tolerated by the broader Jamaican society. So this is why we've taken on the, in a sense, resocialization, the reversal of those negative, dysfunctional elements of our culture that has, in a way, facilitated criminals in their activities in recent years. And we're tackling that frontally, raising people's awareness. And we have quite an extensive communication program in that regard. Well,
Yes, guys, welcome back. So, the presentation that was done in New York, as you can see, Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, they were working side by side. They had been the Security Minister, Justice Minister, respectively. And they went to the diaspora and said, hey, listen, we're trying to tackle the destructive elements of our society. Remember, Kartel was before the court. This was in 2013 when they did that. And just for the record, guys, just for the record, for those who don't know this platform, if you're here for the first time, over here, we are not a die-hearted Gaza fan or any fan at all. We talk objectively here and bring you the facts and the truth. So with that being said, when Bunting was all over the place doing that thing, Kartel was on trial. The trial hadn't been completed yet, right? So he was moving around the diaspora as Kartel had a case before the court. And he was mainly talking about the scamming as he used, as you can see, I didn't play out the full song of Vybz Kartel's song because I don't want to be flagged here by YouTube. But he put up this song to the audience where Kartel and Gaza Slim were singing about the scamming, right? So clearly he was using Kartel, and he told the people in the room that Kartel was housed in one of my correctional facilities, he said. So basically, Kartel was before the court for homicide, not scamming, but he decided to use that and use Kartel as a scapegoat. Much to the point where everybody in the society was saying, look here, you can't be doing that. You're prejudicing the jury and the people and everybody. Because them the jury, them never know. Them never know what you call it when them lock them away. When jurors get locked away for the time that they're on the jury, they didn't put them away or make sure that they're not seeing what's in the media and stuff like that. You understand? So they were able to see these things. We saw it and things like that. So Kartel's defense team at the time saw what was going on, and they even made warning to the court and to the judge, right? Valerie Nita was on the team at the time, I believe, and also Tom Tavares was one of them who was a part of the legal team as well. And this is the document from the case. I got this from this appeal court's website. But if you read here, guys, you'll see where it says that he said recently, that he, as in Kartel, said recently that the Minister of National Security, Peter Bunting, took his music and image to the states, claiming that Kartel lyrics is glorifying scamming. All this whilst he was in custody awaiting trial. Even in Jamaica at one point, the Honorable Minister said that he was one of the 4 essential factors mashing up Jamaica. He was one of them, one of the factors that was mashing up Jamaica, and he considers that, hold on, let me move this. If that is not prejudicial, he doesn't know what is. In truth and in fact, Kartel was right and his legal team. You cannot have a man before the court and you as a security minister, you go on a campaign with this man's face and his music to say to the people and the world and the nation, say, him is what is mashing up Jamaica. That's not right. You can't do that. Now, this is where things started to take a turn, where the course of justice is concerned, right? When Kartel defense team say their client and their case was in jeopardy because of the actions of Bunting and Golding, they decided to encourage this man to go and throw a wrench in justice, just like Bunting and Golding were doing, right? So basically, Bunting and Golding tried to railroad Kartel by railroading the process. And so the defense side decided to do the same thing. And that's what it is. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. Mark Golding and Peter Bunting tried to railroad the case. Them tried to railroad the case. On the defense side, they had no choice because you have a man who is a security minister in government who is doing that. How were they supposed to respond? How was Vibes Kartel's team supposed to respond? If this were you or your family members and so forth, they're on trial. I used to say you're not getting a fair trial because the top security man and the justice minister in the country, them carry your name gone abroad about the place. Both unrelated things. Because he was on trial for homicide. But them bringing some other thing about scamming and I call up him name. If I did me personally, I would have been mad as hell. I would have been mad. And anything we could have done, because when people are fight for their freedom, guys, people are fight for their freedom, them in the fight of their life. And if I did miss it down in a Kartel shoes, me would have want to see my team do something to combat, this denial of justice or breach of my constitutional right. Everybody should have a fair trial. And having a fair trial, it doesn't say anything about the people on trial. It says everything about the justice system. So when Bunting and Golding, as I just played for you guys, were in the diaspora, railroading justice and railroading Kartel, it created a domino effect. The defense side, and I don't care who vex, the defense side, whoever those lawyers were, they decided to throw a wrench in the process too. Because as we discuss over here, this man here, him no know nothing about justice. He no know nothing about legal lingo and legal processes. Him no know nothing about it. Somebody get to this man and pay this man one piece of money and tell him to go encourage other people to do the same thing. And them know, when I said them may talk about the legal team, them know, say if this was found out and they wanted it to be found out, that gives Kartel an opportunity for a mistrial or a retrial. And that's what they did. So at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, nobody don't get justice enough. Right? Kartel did not get a fair trial and Lizard did not get any justice. And who do you blame? Bunting and Golding cause it. Because if them never start to corrupt the case by using their positions, if they didn't start doing that, then Kartel side wouldn't have to send man go corrupt the jury. This was a very nasty display of corruption in our justice system. Very nasty. They didn't have to do that. All they had to do was stay out of it. The police were doing their job. And some of them in the police force, they too participated. And I wouldn't doubt that is Bunting instructed the police to do certain things. Or it could have been Kartel defense team who instructed the police to leak out video and all of them something there. I don't know. But during that time, we weren't too intelligent in Jamaica as a society where responsible use of technology is concerned. Because when I see people used to video them time there. Right? So one or the other side, whether it be the prosecution of them, because Bunting and Golding, them are the prosecution of them time they know. Either them or Kartel side tell the police them to involve themselves in the leaking out of messages or whatsoever, which is a breach of the process. And what them do in the diaspora are the worst thing. And the people them we are defend Kartel, them never ever lay down and make them client get mashed down so. So them decided to do something too. And that's how it come down. And that's why I say anywhere you see Peter Bunting and Mark Golding are death and destruction. Death and destruction. Them not care about nothing. Then corrupt. You see Lizard family them? Let me tell you something. You say if you don't want to blame nobody, say Lizard no get justice and whatsoever, blame them at 2 man here. And them cause it. Because if them never interfere with the process of justice, if they never interfere with the process of justice, who wouldn't they wish part of there right now? And now them put the Supreme Court in a very serious position where the Supreme Court had to decide what to do with the jury and the involvement of that one juror. And when they fail, because their part is a domino effect, you know. When they fail and the case go over to the appeal court, they fail too. Court of Appeal judges Frank Williams, Dennis Morrison, and Patrick Brooks released a 235-page opinion in response to the lawyer's 2018 appeal on numerous grounds, but refused to overturn the murder charges against Vybz Kartel. And his co-defendants. So even the appeal court was brought into disrepute by the actions of Bunting and Golding. And them first started. I mean, when you look at all that was going on in Jamaica where the crime is concerned, as Security and Justice Minister, they could have gone to the people and said, listen, we have some serious things that go on in the country, crime, ray. This is what we're doing about it. This is what we have planned. They didn't take that approach. Them go up there, go deal with scamming and talk to the people about scamming and put Kartel and Gaza Slim pan projector and play them music and I tell the people them say, oh, them music do this and that. Look for when gun show are go on TV and country and western show. Look for when drugs show are go on TV. Look for when people are sing all kind of sitting. You can't stop people from sing. People are going to sing what they want to sing. Because even right now, lyrics where uno deem whatsoever, them still a play. Even when Kartel now sing them a play. So now go target them the people there too. This is ridiculous. They started it. And Kartel defense team decided to retaliate. Or stand up for them client. And tell the man when name Kane for go in there, go corrupt a jury. That's what it is, guys. I wanted to show you guys something. After the case now, obviously how the Privy Council ruled and what the outcome of that was. Because the appeal court in Jamaica, them never have no choice. I tell them already, so they have no choice. Them have to let him go. Them have to let him go. Can't secure evidence, then can't find file, can't bring back witnesses, so them have to let go Kartel. We knew that was going to be the outcome. So now, they are saying that that was the wrong clip, I'm sorry. Now some top lawyers in the country are saying, look here, you better we stay with the Privy Council. Yesterday domino effect what them people are cause, guys. Top lawyers in the country are saying in front of the Jamaican people, as we are trying to do a reform, they're saying right now better we stay with the Privy Council. I hear the Englishman Mark Golding and say, no, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of King Charles' house. That's the document from the appeal court when they first denied them. You see the problem with them people here cause though? Hold on. Justice. The people that Jamaicans entrust to carry out justice and be the vanguards of justice and uphold justice, they are the ones who caused the Kartel and Lizard case to become one of the biggest travesties of justice that we have seen in the history of Jamaica. Because you give them position, they don't know what to do. They act reckless and they don't consider the implication of their actions. This was Valerie Nita speaking when they went to the appeal court. They were cautioning the justices. She also argued that the matter was further prejudiced during the trial by the leakage of video that allegedly showed the homicide of Clive Lizard Williams, Kartel, Sean Storm, Andre St. John, and Kyra Jones were convicted of killing. The police them take the phone before they secure the evidence. Them start to leak it out. Mr. Taylor noted that during an unsworn statement in 2014, Kartel had suggested that comments made by the National Security Minister Peter Bunting had prejudiced his trial. And I cannot understand for the life of me, because when me hear that, me say then, Tom Tavares and the rest of liar them nah make no representation for Kartel after hearing what Bunting them say. Because in the real world, what Bunting them did, that should have caused the immediate mistrial. I mean, I say, them not care that God appeal or show the people them say the course of justice has been perverted by these guys. So now everybody lose. And that it come down to, guys. Everybody lose. Lizard no get no justice. And even Kartel lose too. Because when you really look at it, Kartel was not found not guilty. He wasn't found not guilty. No, he was found guilty initially. And then because of technicality, they had to let him go. I saw a newspaper yesterday say Kartel was acquitted. He was not acquitted. He wasn't acquitted. He was let go because of the travesty of justice that was carried out. That's what happened. And then if you saw him lately, since he came out, lost his health. But he's free. He's a free man about 1 decade and 3 years later. So who really win in all of this, guys? Wanna tell me in the comments. Who wanna think win? Nobody no win. Good night, moderator. Thank you for joining. Everybody lose. And we're not talking about just Kartel side or lizard side, you know. We are talking about the Supreme Court, the justice who presided over the case initially. We're talking about the appeal court in Jamaica. We're talking about the image of justice in Jamaica. Everybody lost. Everybody lost. All because these two men, they come into government, so they're a justice minister, security minister. And then go in the diaspora, go do the unthinkable. Go put the man music on him face on big screen and show the people them say, him glorify scamming or ray. You can't stop. Me always talk it, you know. Me is not a fan of some dancehall music, you know. You understand? And not every one of them will sing me like them. But me have the freedom to turn off my devices and don't play their song. So when you ever carry people's song and people face and people lyrics, and you put on it, so you try to eliminate destructive elements of society. Bunting is one of the biggest destructive elements of our society in Jamaica. From within the politics. Look what he did to the PNP. Mark Golding even worse. They're the biggest destructive elements. Now, let me ask a very important question. When it comes down to Vybz Kartel, guys, remember, Vybz Kartel went down at the peak of his career, peak of his music career, right? I want to know if Kartel, when we hear about Kartel and we hear about Gaza, would you call them a movement? Would you call them a revolutionary group? Would you call them... Let me just say what words I used. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Let me just use my words carefully here. Yeah, it's Gaza. When I say Gaza, when you look upon them as a gang, a movement, or a fan base. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. Good night, Jennifer. Krishana, good night. Welcome back. Thank you, Demons. Big up yourself. Some people call them a gang. Some people say they're a gang. Some people say it's a criminal organization. Before Kartel was arrested and charged for all these things, would you say it was a gang? Would you say it was a fan base? Some people say criminal organization. And that is a very important question to ask. And was it a movement? Some people may think it's a combination of both or all, a combination of all. Because when you see Kartel got invited up to UA and what he said here, let me just have you listen real quick for those of you who haven't seen it.
Jamaica is not out of many one people. Instead, it is an economically, ethnically, politically, and religiously divided country. So, whereas reggae spoke to the Garveyite message of one love, dancehall generally speaks to the bogle message of rebellion, which in my opinion, Jamaica is not out of many one people. Instead, it is an economically, ethnically, politically, and religiously divided country. So, whereas reggae spoke to the Garveyite message of one love, dancehall generally speaks to the bogle message of rebellion, which in my opinion is why it is sometimes feared, scrutinized, and demonized by our post-colonial masters and their subordinates. My music is controversial, but so was reggae, which interestingly was labeled rebel music back in the day. So reggae was also controversial before it was fully accepted, first by the lower class of people where it originated, then by the upper class of society.
So I guess you could also call it a movement where Kartel was kind of raising, a certain group of people's consciousness about hypocrisy in Jamaica, which is true. I mean, it is what it is. And in doing so, it makes the system looks like the enemy. He was outlining and talking about the attack on dancehall by a certain group of people. Remember the group of people them did I say dancehall this and dancehall that. Because Kartel really and truly changed he changed the dancehall culture in Jamaica. His lyrics were more violent. They were more sexually driven. They talked about the darkness of our politics and politicians, some of them. So it was kind of a movement, yes. And some people see it as a gang. And when you hear news from within the Gaza camp and the Gaza empire, as we then call themselves, you hear some man get beaten and gal get beaten, and when you see them moving at this entourage kind of thing and cartel behavior over sting, physically attacking Ninja Man and stuff like that. So some people would say that it's a gang, it's a movement, it's a fan base because you have the music involved in it. So yeah, you're going to have a fan base as well. But with all of that said, however it may be perceived by these politicians and whether they feel threatened, it does not give them the right to use him in the way that they did to perverse the course of justice. because they came up on a situation where the first set of lawyers them a cartel pick, a politician them too. They became political rivalry. So the lawyer them a cartel pick. Them know the system and them know what will give him a retrial or a mistrial. And the same game where Bunting and Golding them play to make them lose their case and to undermine their client. Them go do something too. And look what happened. The whole system turned upside down on its head. These two people you are looking at here, they are nothing but death and destruction. And when you look at what they have done to the People's National Party, it's the same thing. Everywhere them go, death and destruction. Them friend kill Melissa. Them send out all type of people to lie about it. Them come tell lie about it. They have no regard for what is right. And that's why Jamaica justice system come now in the world come look like. Me don't even know. When me see it in the international news where them a say Vibes Cartel finally free after a decade behind bars. It make it look like one real third world country. Because where else in the world, under the circumstances and the way that the case went, it's not like a situation where a man get convicted because somebody can testify upon him and later on you find say the DNA match and rare or no match, DNA no match. None of them kind of case there. Politicians decided to interfere with the course of justice. And it caused a domino effect. These people are so corrupt, guys. It's not even funny. And at the end of the day, them think them would have hurt Kartel. But what they've done is they sort of helped him. They sort of helped him because he's a free man because of them. Because of them and what them do. Our theme team of a turn around and do. They help freedom. Because they're corrupt. Alright now. Lizard family them. What do you think them I say? Them are dark man for sure. It is so frightening to see these people coming back so they want to lead country. It really is, and I'm hoping that Jamaica will not do it. Because you see, Bunting did this twice where he went into the diaspora and I will sit down with foreign journalists and talk about people in their country. Whether it be about Dodos or it be about Kartel. Him have a habit of doing that. And as the National Security Minister, you represent Jamaica, you're not supposed to do that. I carry a citizen them name go abroad go sit down in a documentary with them, with other people. You're not supposed to do that. You're a wicked man. And that's why the US ambassador come done him. Because the man get to realize that him wicked. Everything them do then go wrong, you know. Every God Almighty thing then do wrong. I want to show you something. Remember me talk over here and telling you say, when it comes down to the celebration of Jamaica and her emancipation and stuff like that, Mark Golding has no interest. He send the rest of MP them to go replace him. Because I'm not too like them something there. Him send them go replace him. Now me see Emancipation Day. Them do a thing where them name the ship Marcus Garvey. On the day of emancipation. And guys, if you look at the attire of everybody, because you see the way how you're dressing up, it speaks to the quality of your mind. It speaks to whether you have respect, because you would put on a battery rider going to church. No. A woman do not get up a morning time for carry a picnic at school and wear our go-go clothes. No. Or 90. So you get up and you become aware of what you need to do. And you get yourself together to be there. Now here's to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister with others showed up at this event, and they are properly and appropriately attired. I want to show now Mark Golding wear. Hold on. This is what Mark Golding wore to this most important event. When you see the servicemen, if the picture was any longer, when you see the servicemen in their uniform, and when you see the Prime Minister in a suit and the rest of people in their suit, Mark Golding could care zero. He's so out of place. When me hear people call him Chaka Chaka from the beginning, me never call him so, because me never really see, or I guess I take notice. But I know that the Jamaica people not do them something here. This is a very important event, Emancipation Day. We're talking about Marcus Garvey. You know, I never see Marcus Garvey put on one jeans pants yet. The man there was very elegant. Because as me always tell my daughter, say, you see the way you present yourself, as so people are going to treat you. So if you get up and go to the road anyhow, or appear in places anyhow, that's how people are going to treat you. It shows the quality of your mind and how well prepared you are and stuff like that. The man just drawn one in jeans them and in short out time pants. No, sir. You see what I'm telling you to say? You better Jamaica stay there with the government until better come. Because when you can't come tell me say this is better, this could have never be better. It's not better. I was so disappointed in seeing this and how the man turn up. No autopsy. No autopsy. Marcus Garvey ever in them 3-piece suit. For true, Marlene. I never see them man in a pair of jeans yet. And jeans, they bought the place for your selfish a shingle house. How long? I saw them man they stay for a long time. Because you have to present yourself properly. Them man they always look like a diplomat. And that's how we are socialized in Jamaica. Our appearance is important to us because it speaks to the quality of your mind. You say if me I got a grocery store, guys, I'm going to live what? Once about 5 minutes from the grocery store. My daughter say, Mom, do you have to dress up to the... Yes, me have to dress up. Because you're interacting with people. That's why we not go to the road without deodorant, without brush with teeth, without clean off our face. Because we have to respect other people too who are going to interact with us. Nobody now wants to see no chaka smile in front of them. We're visual creatures. We want to look and see things that, kind of make us feel pleasant to be engaging with people. I don't say this man have money can buy clothes. This man have money can buy clothes. But in things, most of the things only when he go parliament, he's supposed to fix up himself. He not grow like Jamaican at all. Me never see no other leader can do that. No, I was checking out different topic, I was checking out the symposium that was done at UWE, and Bruce Golding spoke. Remember PJ spoke before? Bruce Golding spoke, and you guys should go listen to it. He had some things to say. He spoke mostly to the lack of consensus. The consensus that we cannot come to. He spoke to the process and how it's being done. He gave examples of his time in politics and how no matter what was going on, once there needed to be consensus, it's going to happen. So basically, he was basically saying that the tribal nature of our politics today has him very worried. And he's not the only veteran or senior politician in Jamaica who have said that. We have heard this from every last one of them, from PJ to Dr. Phillips, and their party right now is in shambles because of political tribalism. Because of those people who everywhere them go death and destruction. So all these former leaders now come and say they're gravely concerned about the way our politics is today. We can't manage for the nothing at all. A deadlock right through, and a country cannot get anywhere like that. Hang on. Yes, so sorry about that. So he was saying that, listen, in my time or in our time, Michael Manley and Edward Siaga were rivals right through their political career. And there were times when we and they had to find consensus, and they would cuss each other and they would argue with each other. But at the end of the day, consensus is going to be found. And when me hear my talk, I say to myself, say, if him understand what we are dealing with in Jamaica right now, with Bunting and Golding them being the most obstructive and destructive people in our politics, you have to take that into consideration and into account. And that's the reality of what is happening right now. So I don't know if that is lost on Bruce. Hold on. Hold on, guys. So he showed this photograph as he was doing his presentation. And he was talking about how bitter of a rival Edward Siaga and Michael Manley were. And if you look in the picture, you see people on both sides. You see Bruce right there, PJ, Portia is behind that gentleman there. And this is them coming to consensus and signing off on what is good for the country. And we can clearly see whether in government or opposition, look how these people are attired compared to how Mark Golding in closing way from last week. God, the people them good Emancipation Day ceremony. Eh? These people understood how important it was to present yourself. Here nicely cut. Right now, we can't have this. When last you see them sitting in Jamaica? Since Mark Golding and Peter Bunting them come destroy the politics. We don't see it anymore because they come on a platform of hate, you know. Make no mistake about it. They come from a platform and a movement of hate. So them and their supporters would never entertain consensus. As a matter of fact, let me go a little further because I've heard it in a leak that I received where Mark Golding and Peter Bunting are saying that if Andrew Holness is the one to bring Jamaica to a republic, then it's going to look good for them. So let's obstruct it until we get into government, then we will do it. That is the reason why they're obstructing it. When PJ Patterson came out and spoke about the constitutional reform, as a matter of fact, PJ was the one who encouraged it. Said, I want to find consensus and let us do this. Most people are of the view that, yeah, let's do it. We can come together on this. We're all Jamaicans. But these two evil men, they're saying, no, if Andrew does it, it'll give him political whatever. And it's not going to look good for us. It's so them bad mind. That's the only reason. I want to must spread the word. Mark Golding and Peter Bunting don't want the government to be the ones taking Jamaica to its republic. They don't want the government to do it. When this really is not about the government, it is about Jamaica charting its own course. We Jamaicans. Hello, Camille. But that's how them see it, that's how them view it. Everything I just bad mind right through. We can't do that. We can't deal with that, guys. If them are two men, I could have come sit down together and find consensus. What is wrong with us today? What is wrong with us today? And that's what Bruce Golding spoke about. He was very heavy on the topic of we have become too much of a tribalist set of people with our politics. We can't come to consensus on anything. He also voiced some concerns about the inclusivity or lack thereof with the reform. And of course, the leader of the reform, Marlene Malahou, she explained that they're doing it in phases and they have different representatives at the table. But Bruce was adamant that it needs more Jamaican inclusivity It needs to be more open. And he has a point. It needs to be more open. So it's interesting. And I would encourage you guys to go and listen to it. I was never a big fan of Bruce, From that something there with Dodos and Bruce trying to defend him. I was never a fan of Bruce. But sometimes you have to listen, you know what I mean? And that's what I did. So I am saying to you guys now that it's an interesting conversation that took place. So only can listen to it. For those of you who are just joining, the topic here tonight is about what caused this travesty of justice that we saw in the Kartel and Lizard case. And I am of the opinion, and it's public knowledge as well, that these two people here, they caused the problem in the Kartel Lizard case. Problems for those who are seeking justice, problems of, bringing the court into disrepute, denial of people's constitutional right, problems for the courts, the cost to Jamaica to take this case to the Privy Council, and the image of Jamaica's justice system. In a way, I want to blame the appeal court, guys. In a one way, may I say, why is it that the appeal court couldn't look upon all variables? When it was appealed there, why couldn't they have looked at it and said, listen, the whole matter with the jury and them something, and make the decision. More time I feel like said with justice system and with court, they might behave like some plantation people. They might behave like some plantation people. Right? But there's a lot to say when you have Minister of National Security and so-called Minister of Justice. They might try railroad the thing, and then Kartel coming from what you call ghetto, because they shouldn't make this past them. It's really worrying. It's really worrying. I mean, how many people have faith in the appeal court of Jamaica? I mean, I know. But if Kartel never have money, figure Privy Council, we wouldn't see the gross miscarriage of justice. But it all started with these two men. What they did, and I'm gonna play the video again for you guys, what they did in New York, led Kartel's team to stand up for themselves, basically. There were so many people at the time saying to Bunting and Golding, one or do, I carry the man name and him music, going to the diaspora, tell him say, him a promote scamming as he's on trial, and wrong thing on do. And they didn't listen. So when them do that now on Kartel legal teams to say, a railroad then client I get, then them just railroad the thing too, by sending Jura X. Nobody but them do it. Jura X never going there to do that by himself. Where Jura X to get 500,000 from? He not do it by himself. And then with the legal knowledge, then he go do it. Because Bunting and Golden actually railroad them client. So it's a very nasty game of perversing the course of justice by these people. Why may I tell you, Jamaica have to outlive them wicked people, you know. Jamaica has to outlive these wicked people. They're no good. They are the most reckless set of people may ever see. They not think about what them action is going to cause. They don't understand the responsibility that they have as politicians. They think it's like running over DB&G or running over proven wealth. That's not how it works. Then put pressure upon the judge. I never talk about Kartel is in one of my being housed at one of my correctional facility. Me say any day God take down the money, I know, man. It not going to be a pretty sight. Remember, them 2 years, very wicked. For those of you who are just joining, here is what they did in the diaspora, which causes domino effect of perversing the course of justice, which caused Vibes Cartel to get off on a technicality, and Lizard family, them about say they don't get justice. So now look here.
So on the prevention side, we're trying to tackle a lot of what I spoke to earlier as the dysfunctional elements in the culture or the subculture of violence that has sprung up. One of those dysfunctional elements is we have tended to legitimize criminal gangs and criminal behavior. For example, coming back to scamming, which is one of my favorite things. When I became minister, a lot of people would say to me, why you don't leave the scamming alone? It's reparations for slavery. There are no victims. It doesn't do anything. Well, obviously, you know, those people have their heads buried in the sand. I mean, it's really hammering our reputation internationally. It's feeding, we estimate, 40 to 50% of the violent crime, murders, shootings, rapes, assaults in St. James, which is the parish, which is the sort of center of the lottery scam operation. But I'm going to play for you some clips if we don't have any technical difficulties. The first clip I'm going to play for you is a song by Vibes Kartel. It's a very catchy song, right? Now imagine the impact that makes on the kids this side. They're starting to be literally brainwashed from their 5, 6, 7 coming up. Again, for those of you who may not know, this is Vibes Kartel. He's currently a guest of mine in the Correctional Services.
One thing, the Minister of National Security. I'm traveling with my colleague, Minister of Justice, Mark Golding. We're here to have a series of meetings in Washington, and we had offered the ambassador, and he, very kindly arranged through the consulate here to have a meeting with the Jamaican diaspora to give them an update on things that are happening in Jamaica, primarily about national security and justice, but also to deal with broader developments with the economy, with the IMF agreement, etc. Well, we have to be very careful that we don't allow criminals and criminal behavior to become legitimized, and for criminal behavior to be accepted or at least tolerated by the broader Jamaican society. So this is why we've taken on the, in a sense, resocialization, the reversal of those negative, dysfunctional elements of our culture that has, in a way, facilitated criminals in their activities in recent years. And we're tackling that frontally, raising people's awareness. And we have quite an extensive communication program in that regard. Well,
Sorry about that, guys. Welcome back. So, the hypocrisy. The man you're looking at on the screen, Dennis Meadows, he's representing the PNP. Well, he was representing the PNP until he took to a political platform and he said to the young guys, nothing wrong with scamming or reparation. Same language what Kartel use in him song. And him say, when time when you get to scamming money, make sure mama alright. Make sure when you not gal out the money and all of them something. They put the money to good use. And I say Mark Golding shake this man in hand a couple of days ago. Down a which part we can Mark Neal look see it. Wanna see the hypocrisy though? And you know, see them a walk with this man and name about the place. I tell the people them say, he might encourage scammers them. Them have him on political platform. This is why Jamaica people them have to, if they want to see a better country, they have to get rid of them people here. They're the problem in the country. Look here, when Bunting them and Golding them say them response for security in our country, them not do nothing, you know. Them don't do one God Almighty thing, but walk up and down and call up people name and talk. That's all they do, talk. No action to them thing. None whatsoever. The only time them take action are when they want to destroy people for nothing at all. No action. The only time. No, Mr. Bunting at all about dysfunction and criminality. What Bunting and Golding did to the people in a Finsack, I know criminality that. That is the highest white-collar form of criminality in the history of Jamaica financially. What them did to the people in Finsack. Them are criminal. The man who did in a Bunting house molest his son, him 10-year-old son, and him don't report it to the police. That is criminal. That is very criminal against a child, your own child. So I not understand them people here. Them not supposed to talk in anybody's face. I am not sitting here defending Kartel, you know. Me talk about the course of justice and the process that every Jamaican rely on in case them find for themselves in a situation where them have to depend and rely on the system, no matter which side I then depend. So for them people are perverse the course like that, you know, look good. They have no respect for the system. And they're hypocrites. Now, I want to ask a question on this platform before I leave. And I'm hoping that somebody can give me an answer. I am talking about the allocation of the funds for relief for the people who suffered in burial. I have people asking me when them can get some help. If anybody knows, tell me in the comment, please. When can the people in Jamaica, Western Jamaica, Westmoreland and them places, when can those people get some help? When is the government planning with all the resources that they are raking in, from donations to charity and everything, monetary donation and so? When can the people get some assistance? If you don't know, talk in a comment. Because I've been asked this on several occasions over the past few days, and I don't know what to tell these people. I don't know. I don't like to know. When can we get some help? A woman lost her whole shop. That was her livelihood. She lose her whole shop, the roof caving and everything. And you know, guys, get up people them now go have no insurance to replace them there. So them a ask you when them can get one look of help to get back a look of start. If I even put on back your roof and get 100,000 for buy up back some goods for start back over. Contact the Ministerial Labour and Social Security. I suggested that you go to our representative, our MP councillor. She say nobody now answer them phone, and when them do answer, them say them not get nothing yet. So that's why I say now, directly to the government now, when can the people them expect some help? A woman we have her shop run and her like a small business. When she not no business, when she not have nothing for bringing her income and more poverty that you know. So if she can get assistance, them say up to 400,000 based on what we saw recently. Up to 400,000 people can get for deal back with. I don't know if for them personal home or their businesses. But even if them can give her one little help, put one zinc roof, you know, fix up back the thing a little bit, she can start back from there. But what we don't want is to have burial, put back people in a poverty. $400,000 check handed over this week. Which part? Andrew said Monday they will be getting the money. Monday I come? I was going to do a video upload about it, but I figured I would ask you first. Who must she reach out to? She said she reached out to the MP and the councillor. Them say them don't get nothing yet. And some of them now answer them phone. She have to maybe sign up somewhere. Because I saw now she show the damages, what have been done. So she can get the help. A lot of us in the diaspora donated because we feel like say the people and we need the help or get the help. So right now, same like how we donate, we want to see the people and get the help. It was reported that come Monday of next week, people will start to get help. Okay. So she must contact her MP again. I don't know how it go. I heard the news this evening. The PM said that their money be distributed as early. I don't know if it's next week. And it mostly home that was damaged. They have to verify that she was affected. Yes. Yeah, the people them need some clarity. Them want to know which part them for go for online, or if them for go to them local representative, or how it go. Everyone will be getting money to build back. Contact Ministry of Labor. Okay. I will tell her. Which part him talk it? Send it to me in a WhatsApp so that I can post it. Because I'm sure she's not the only one who has a question about it. I'm sure she's not the only somebody, but if I could get the video or whatever literature where the Prime Minister said that people will start getting help Monday, that would be a good thing for put the people in mind at ease. You understand? Let's see. I don't even call for justice anymore. Justice will never come to who deserve it. Oh boy. Wanna tell me in a comment which part the Prime Minister made that announcement? Yeah, of course, because be a scamming. So them have to check out and make sure, say, who affected them affected for true. And that would the Prime Minister can do everything, so that would probably have to go through the member of parliament and then come with good verification. It was on NNN this evening that they will start getting the money. Alright, if you want to know which part the link to that information is, please to send it to me on WhatsApp. So the number going across the bottom of the screen. You can add me on WhatsApp so that I can get the information and share it. Because right now people are get frustrated, especially those who lost their livelihood, like the woman I'm telling you guys about. And the people they were begging and want handout. They have to register first, then what that? Somebody do the assessment of the damage. So they would have to first register at the Ministerial Labor online, or in their or the nearest one to them. Yeah, she has pictures, man, because she showed me them. The pictures and the videos. She'd have a good little business going there, and the roof gone, and look good. But me know the government, them said them da raise money, because me donate tonight too. And me say leeching them, I take a build foundation. Government a cash out whatever insurance, disaster insurance they have. So me know say, something a go on. But how the assistant have reach everybody now, these are different stories. So I'm looking forward to hearing what that report said. Anybody who wants to send it can just do it on WhatsApp. I believe that persons would have to prove that they have been affected and be registered. Yeah. It would be the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, as they would deal with that type of benefit. Yeah, I was wondering which ministry would I deal with it. Some would tell her then. But the first person, where the people them would have got to, are them MP or them councillor, to get the information. And then they would guide them. So far, she said the MP and them say them not get nothing yet. So I will tell her what you guys said. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up here tonight. Tomorrow night, let me see what's on the agenda. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about why damaged goods cannot go back to Parliament. When we say damaged goods, we are talking about the people them will lose them seat and cannot go back to the constituencies. All of those who join Bunting's cult and lose them seat, they're all in different constituencies now, trying to look seats. And one has to ask the question, why is it that they cannot go back to the people? Something is wrong. And that is how them get the label damaged goods, because they got to be a damaged goods if they can't go back to the people. And then on Sunday, we're looking at all constituencies, all 63, because we want to know if they are going to get their 18 seats where they need for win. So I'm going to ask you guys to come join and help me to see who up for lose their seat. Who are going to lose them seat, and if we can count 18 likely seats, we're going to lose. Figure them 18 seat. Otherwise, as them say, Mark Golden are the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. But we're going to talk mathematics over here Sunday night. So make sure someone come back, guys. Him say maga South Manchester because he cannot go back to Central. Good night, Junior. See you tomorrow. Prime Minister will give them the money, but you have to show that you were damaged by the hurricane. Yeah, that's common sense, you know. But what avenue should the people take to start applying, I guess, is the question. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, guys, so make we catch up tomorrow. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. So far, it's Friday evening. So I'll be here with you this weekend. I'll be on tomorrow and Sunday because I was not here several days this week. So we will catch up again. Make sure you're sharing the content, guys. And please give the live a thumbs up before you leave. Thank you so much. And have yourselves a good evening.
Jamaica is not out of many one people. Instead, it is an economically, ethnically, politically, and religiously divided country. So, whereas reggae spoke to the Garveyite message of one love, dancehall generally speaks to the bogle message of rebellion, which in my opinion is why it is sometimes feared, scrutinized, and demonized by our post-colonial masters and their subordinates. My music is controversial, but so was reggae, which interestingly was labeled rebel music back in the day. So reggae was also controversial before it was fully accepted, first by the lower class of people where it originated, then by the upper class of
So on the prevention side, we're trying to tackle a lot of what I spoke to earlier as the dysfunctional elements in the culture or the subculture of violence that has sprung up. One of those dysfunctional elements is we have tended to legitimize criminal gangs and criminal behavior. For example, coming back to scamming, which is one of my favorite things. When I became minister, a lot of people would say to me, why you don't leave the scamming alone? It's reparations for slavery. There are no victims. It doesn't do anything. Well, obviously, you know, those people have their heads buried in the sand. I mean, it's really hammering our reputation internationally. It's feeding, we estimate, 40 to 50% of the violent crime, murders, shootings, rapes, assaults in St. James, which is the parish, which is the sort of center of the lottery scam operation. But I'm going to play for you some clips if we don't have any technical difficulties. The first clip I'm going to play for you is a song by Vibes Kartel. It's a very catchy song, right? Now imagine the impact that makes on the kids this side. They're starting to be literally brainwashed from their 5, 6, 7 coming up. Again, for those of you who may not know, this is Vibes Kartel. He's currently a guest of mine in the Correctional Services.
One thing, the Minister of National Security. I'm traveling with my colleague, Minister of Justice, Mark Golding. We're here to have a series of meetings in Washington, and we had offered the ambassador, and he, very kindly arranged through the consulate here to have a meeting with the Jamaican diaspora to give them an update on things that are happening in Jamaica, primarily about national security and justice, but also to deal with broader developments with the economy, with the IMF agreement, etc. Well, we have to be very careful that we don't allow criminals and criminal behavior to become legitimized, and for criminal behavior to be accepted or at least tolerated by the broader Jamaican society. So this is why we've taken on the, in a sense, resocialization, the reversal of those negative, dysfunctional elements of our culture that has, in a way, facilitated criminals in their activities in recent years. And we're tackling that frontally, raising people's awareness. And we have quite an extensive communication program in that regard. Well,
I'm not speaking to the youth, man. I'm not speaking to the youth, man, them by the corner. Especially one who call themselves chopper. Let me tell you straight up. I mean, can speak openly. I have no problem with a man if he want chop. Because they chop us during slavery. So nothing wrong if we chop them up. My only problem with chopping is when you bingo and you score. Use the money wisely.
Yes.
Set up yourself.
Yes.
Open a business.
Yes.
Make sure mommy look good.
Yes.
Make sure your baby mother look good.
Yes.
But don't take the money and use energy and wash car. And use US dollar light cigarette.
Alright.
Full business now.
True.
There's a reason why money is called liquidity.
Yes.
It's liquid. And if you don't tie it on your hand,
Run out
it
there.
goes to your hand no matter what you have.
Yes.
But nothing wrong with what you do.
Are you damn hang up?